Have you ever wondered how some people seem to accumulate wealth out of nowhere? Is there a dark secret hidden in plain sight that only a few have the courage to reveal? Today, we will delve into one of the most controversial and fascinating mysteries of all time, the alleged secret ritual of Freemasonry to win the lottery. Is it true that such a mysterious society holds an infallible method to amass fortunes? Or is it just a well-told myth? Get ready, because what you're about to discover may completely change the way you see the world. Imagine you're sitting in a small room lit only by candles, surrounded by enigmatic symbols and whispers in an ancient language. In the center of the room, a Freemason master raises a golden cup while pronouncing words that supposedly have the power to manipulate destiny. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But what if I told you that some people believe these rituals aren't just made-up stories, but real practices, carefully guarded by members of this secret society? What is Freemasonry after all? Before diving headfirst into the ritual question, we need to understand who the Freemasons are and why they are the subject of so many conspiracy theories. Freemasonry is one of the world's oldest and most enigmatic organizations, with roots dating back to the 14th century. Originally formed by stonemasons and builders, the society has evolved over the centuries, attracting powerful and influential figures. The Freemasons base their principles on liberty, fraternity, and equality, but it's precisely the veil of mystery surrounding their practices and symbols that gives rise to the wildest theories. After all, why so many secrets? What do they really do during their meetings? And more importantly, does among these secrets exist a ritual that can guarantee unlimited wealth? Think about it. If there were an infallible method to win the lottery, do you believe a secret society like Freemasonry wouldn't be interested in protecting it? The story that begins to intrigue. There are reports circulating on obscure internet forums about people who claim to have had access to a special ceremony held only for members of the highest degree of Freemasonry. According to these stories, the ritual uses a combination of astrology, numerology, and even symbolic sacrifices to gain the favor of the universe. Does that sound too fanciful to you? Well, before dismissing it completely, let's look at some curious cases that seem to support this theory. In 1998, in the small town of Guelph, Canada, a man named Robert L. was accused of manipulating lottery numbers. During the investigation, it was discovered that he was a member of a local Masonic lodge and coincidentally had attended a spiritual retreat with his fellow Freemasons just a few days before winning millions. Coincidence? Maybe. But stories like this are not isolated. Another example that made headlines happened in Italy. A middle-aged businessman, identified only as Giovanni, won the lottery 3 times in a span of 5 years. After the third win, rumors spread that he was part of a select group of Freemasons who used esoteric knowledge to predict winning numbers. To this day, he has never denied the accusations. Now I ask you, how far does the power of these secret knowledge go? And are these stories just coincidences? Leave your opinion in the comments and tell us if you believe Freemasonry could have access to something so extraordinary. The symbolism that hides secrets. Another point that fuels this theory is Masonic symbolism. Freemasons use a series of enigmatic symbols such as the square and compass, the letter G, and the 5-pointed star. But what few know is that each of these symbols has a hidden meaning, which according to some scholars may be related to the manipulation of energy and alignment with cosmic forces. For example, the 5-pointed star is often associated with magic and control over the elements of nature. Could it be that Freemasonry discovered a way to use this knowledge to shape destiny in their favor? Could the secret ritual to win the lottery be hidden behind these symbols? Moreover, there is a fascinating theory involving numerology. Freemasonry has always placed great importance on numbers, especially the number 33, which represents the highest degree within the order. Interestingly, many lottery winners worldwide claim to have used number combinations that included the number 33. Coincidence? Or are we looking at a pattern that we don't yet understand? What they're not telling you. Why is it that this information never reaches the general public? Simple. It's too powerful. Imagine what would happen if anyone could access an infallible method to win the lottery. The financial system would collapse, and the elites would lose control. That's why, according to some sources, the Freemasons do everything they can to keep their rituals secret, allowing only initiates to access this knowledge. But the question that remains is this true? Or are we just dealing with another urban legend created to feed people's imagination? Leave your comment below and tell us what you think. The call for the next step. So far, we've explored the stories and symbols that support the idea that Freemasonry might have a secret ritual to win the lottery, but we are just getting started. In the next part, we will dive into more shocking testimonies and the most intriguing evidence about this supposed ritual. Are you ready to know the truth? Stay tuned, because what comes next will surprise you. The testimonies that shock the world, truths or pure fantasy. If in the first part we explored rumors and the symbolism surrounding Freemasonry, now is the time to go further. There are testimonies from people who claim to have participated, witnessed, or at least heard of the mysterious secret ritual to win the lottery. But are these stories reliable, or are we dealing with another case of mass delusion? Grab your coffee, settle in, and come along with me on this journey, because some of these revelations might leave you speechless. The first testimony: I saw the ritual with my own eyes. Let's begin with one of the most intriguing cases I found. A man identified as James, on a discussion forum about secret societies, shared his experience with Freemasonry in a way that even the most skeptical found intriguing. James, who claims to have been initiated into Freemasonry in the late 90s, described a meeting that took place in an isolated location in the Scottish mountains. According to him, the purpose of the meeting was to perform a special ritual that promised to bring wealth and prosperity to those who participated. What caught attention was the level of detail. James described an altar made of black marble, decorated with esoteric symbols he had never seen before. Candles were arranged in the shape of a star, and in the center of the room, a man in a golden robe recited words in a language no one seemed to understand. He held a shining stone that seemed to radiate a golden light. We were all instructed to repeat certain phrases while keeping our eyes fixed on that stone. The Masonic master explained that this was the channel between us and the universe, a convergence point that would connect us to the energies that control destiny, James said. But the most shocking part came afterward. According to James, just days after the ritual, 2 of the participants won considerable prizes in the local lottery. He himself didn't have as much luck, but believes it was because he didn't follow all the instructions to the letter. So what do you think of this? Does this testimony have any truth to it, or is it just a made-up story to attract attention? Comment below and share your opinion. The second testimony: an ordinary woman, an extraordinary destiny. Another testimony circulating on the internet is from a woman named Anna, who claims she was never a Freemason, but was invited by a close friend to participate in a ritual that, according to him, had the power to attract luck and fortune. Anna described an experience even stranger than James's. The ritual took place in an old mansion, in a room with walls covered in tapestries depicting scenes of ancient battles and ceremonies. She was instructed to bring a personal item that represented something of sentimental value. They asked me to give the item to the master, who placed it in a crystal cup filled with a red liquid. It wasn't wine, I'm sure of that. Then he started chanting while swirling the cup in circles. I felt a very strange energy in the room, as if the air was getting heavier, Anna recalled. Days later, Anna won a prize of 250,000 reais in the lottery. Coincidence? Maybe. But the strangest part is that she never managed to replicate the success, even after following the same tips she received during the ritual. The pattern in the testimonies. If you pay attention, there's an interesting pattern in these testimonies. Both involve an isolated and mysterious location. Remote, mysterious places seem to be essential for the success of the ritual. Esoteric symbols and objects. The use of elements representing something beyond the material world is recurrent. The presence of a spiritual leader, someone who guides the ritual and seems to be the channel of connection to higher energies. Could all this have a deeper meaning? Or are we dealing with elements that were simply added to the stories to make them more intriguing? This is a translation of the text you provided. If you need more details or have specific sections you'd like to discuss further, feel free to ask. The opinion of the skeptics. Of course, not everyone believes these testimonies. Experts in human behavior suggest that stories like these may result from a combination of coincidences and a desperate desire to believe in the impossible. Imagine you attend an event filled with symbolism, have a unique experience, and shortly after, something amazing happens in your life. It's easy to connect the dots, even if they're not actually related. But what if we're wrong? What if these rituals really have the power to change destiny? After all, science still doesn't explain everything. Are we ignoring something extraordinary just out of pure prejudice? The secret in the numbers. One of the most fascinating aspects of this story is numerology. Many of the reports about the Masonic ritual to win the lottery involve specific number combinations, such as the aforementioned number 33. According to some scholars, this number is associated with very powerful energetic vibrations. When combined with other strong numbers like 7, 11, and 22, it creates a sort of pattern that attracts luck and prosperity. Interestingly, analyses conducted on lottery winners in different countries show that many of them bet on combinations that included these numbers. Coincidence? Perhaps. But it's hard to ignore such an obvious pattern. The question that can't be ignored. Now I ask you, did Freemasonry really discover a way to manipulate these number patterns to guarantee victory? Or is all of this just a big coincidence, amplified by reports full of imagination? Leave your comment below and tell us what you think. Do you believe there's something beyond what we can see? Or is this just a game of luck? What comes next? So far, we've explored fascinating testimonies and patterns surrounding the alleged Masonic ritual. But we're far from done. In the next part, we will dive into even more shocking evidence, including leaked documents and confessions that might change everything you believe about Freemasonry and its secrets. Get ready, because the next chapter will shake your beliefs even more. Secret documents and shocking confessions. The key to the mystery. If the stories and testimonies we've explored so far seemed impressive, wait until you learn about the documentary evidence and confessions that have emerged in recent years. Do you believe leaked documents could confirm the existence of a secret ritual that grants unimaginable wealth? Or is all of this just another piece of the puzzle of mysteries surrounding Freemasonry? In this section, we will explore the dark files that were never supposed to come to light and the unexpected confessions from people who swear to have seen and participated in this ritual. Prepare yourself, because the answers we've been seeking might be closer than you think. The leak that shocked the internet. In 2015, a forum on the deep web called Occult Truths began to gain attention for a series of posts that allegedly contained confidential Freemasonry documents. These files, which were later shared on other websites, included ancient texts and even images from ritual books. One of the most intriguing documents was titled Ritus Fortunae, or Ritual of Fortune. Written in Latin and dated from the 18th century, the text describes a set of practices that, according to the author, have the power to align the practitioner with the cosmic forces that govern abundance. Although many dismiss the document as a hoax, experts in Masonic symbolism identified similarities between the rituals described in the text and known Freemasonry practices, such as the use of power words and specific gestures. But what really caught attention was the description of a ceremony that involved the selection of sacred numbers to form a sequence capable of attracting the favor of the universe. Do you see what this means? This could be the basis of what we now call a winning lottery combination. So what do you think? Is this document concrete proof, or just another attempt to deceive the curious? Leave your opinion in the comments. The confession of a former Freemason. Now let's talk about a confession that left many people stunned. In 2019, a man who claimed to be a former high-ranking Freemason gave an anonymous interview to a YouTube channel specializing in conspiracies. During the conversation, he stated that there was indeed a special ritual reserved only for the older and more influential members of the order. According to him, this ritual was not accessible to all Freemasons, but only to those who reached the 33rd degree or had very close connections with the leaders of the organization. They tell us it's just a test of faith, something symbolic. But when you're there, it's impossible to ignore what you feel. It's as if the universe is really responding to you. They taught us how to use numbers, symbols, and specific words to achieve a very clear goal, to attract wealth, he said during the interview. The man also claimed that Freemasonry uses ancient knowledge of the natural and spiritual forces of the universe to manipulate luck. When asked why he decided to reveal these secrets, he was direct. There comes a point when you realize they're hiding something much bigger than we imagined. People deserve to know that this kind of power exists. Of course, many questioned the authenticity of this confession, but the fact is that the words of this man align with what we've seen in documents like Ritus Fortunae. Could this be just another piece of the puzzle? The connection with other secret societies. Another intriguing issue is the connection between Freemasonry and other secret societies that also use esoteric practices to achieve material goals. Groups like the Rosicrucians and the Illuminati, for example, have similar histories involving rituals that promise fortune and power. Have you ever stopped to think if these organizations share information with each other? And more importantly, is this ritual to win the lottery exclusive to Freemasonry? Or is it a broader practice found in several secret societies? Imagine the impact of discovering that the secret to fortune is not in hard work or luck, but in exclusive knowledge shared only among the elites of the world. The enigma of the words of power. One of the most fascinating aspects of the testimonies and documents we've examined is the use of the so-called words of power. According to some sources, these words are derived from ancient languages, such as Aramaic and Sanskrit, and have the power to alter reality when spoken correctly. In the rituals described, these words are combined with specific gestures and intense mental concentration to create an energetic vibration that attracts prosperity. Do you believe words can really influence reality? Many scholars of occult sciences claim that sound and frequency have a direct impact on the universe. Could Freemasons have discovered how to use this to their advantage? A story that cannot be ignored. Regardless of whether you believe in these pieces of evidence, the fact remains that the number of testimonies, documents, and coincidences is impressive. And this leads us to the question we all want to answer. If this ritual really exists, why isn't it used by all Freemasons? According to theories, the reason is simple: control. If everyone had access to this knowledge, it would lose its value. Only a select group of individuals is considered worthy of using this wisdom, ensuring that wealth and power remain concentrated in the hands of a few. And you, what do you think about this? Is this control real, or is it just another big conspiracy theory? What comes next? We're getting close to the final reveal. In the next part, we'll explore the most controversial elements of this story. Filmed rituals, winning numbers that seem impossible to predict, and the definitive answer to the question that started our journey. Is the secret ritual of Freemasonry to win the lottery real or just a well-told myth? Get ready, because the climax of this story will shake your convictions. The final conclusion. Truth or myth? You've made it this far. Congratulations on your courage to explore such a deep and controversial mystery. After analyzing stories, documents, and theories, it's time to answer the question that's been on your mind. Is the secret ritual of Freemasonry to win the lottery real, or is it just a well-told myth? Before we reveal the truth, let's recap the key points and explore the most intriguing aspects of this story. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share may be crucial for you to form your opinion. The facts that can't be ignored. Throughout this video, we've seen detailed testimonies, people who claim to have participated in or witnessed rituals that promise to attract wealth and prosperity. Leaked documents, ancient texts describing esoteric practices tied to fortune, anonymous confessions, testimonies from former Freemasons confirming the existence of exclusive ceremonies for the most influential members, numerical patterns, the connection between Masonic numerology and winning lottery combinations. Even if you're a skeptic, it's undeniable that there's an intriguing connection between all these elements. The question is, are we dealing with a hidden truth or just coincidences and fertile imaginations? The great reveal. We've reached the most awaited part. Does a secret Freemasonry ritual truly guarantee wealth? The answer, as you can imagine, isn't as simple as a yes or no. Let's break it down. Yes, there are rituals. Freemasonry has symbolic practices that involve ceremonies and rituals. However, most of these practices focus on self-knowledge, personal evolution, and charity. As far as we know, the Order does not officially recognize any ritual aimed at manipulating luck or guaranteeing wealth. The documents are questionable. While texts like the Ritus Fortunae are fascinating, their authenticity has never been proven. They could be part of broader esoteric traditions, but not necessarily something exclusive or confirmed by Freemasonry. The testimonies are subjective. The testimonies we explored are intriguing, but it's difficult to separate what is real from what could be exaggeration, misinterpretation, or even invention. So, how do we explain the coincidences and patterns that have emerged throughout this investigation? Here's the most fascinating part. We can't dismiss the power of the human mind. The power of belief. Numerous studies show that faith and intention have a real impact on how we perceive and shape our lives. When someone strongly believes in something, like a ritual, this can influence their attitude, energy, and even the results they achieve. Perhaps the real, secret ritual isn't in ceremonies or magical words, but in the ability to focus, believe, and act with determination. And you? What do you think? Do you believe there's something beyond what we can understand, or do you think all of this is just a myth? Comment below and share your perspective. Now that you've reached the end of this journey, it's time to take action. If you liked this video and want more content that explores mysteries like this, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This helps us keep bringing you intriguing stories and surprising revelations. And don't forget, comment below telling us what you think about all this. Do you believe in the power of rituals? Have you ever had an inexplicable experience? We're curious to hear your opinion. Oh, and don't leave just yet. In the next video, we'll explore another controversial issue. Do the Illuminati really control the world? Don't miss it. Hit the notification bell to get alerted as soon as the video goes live. Thank you for sticking with us this far. And remember, true power lies in your mind and how you choose to use your knowledge. See you next time.